Today, what I want to show us is a more robust and repeatable way to make sure that we have the packages installed needed to have a static export. So let's go ahead and just create a new notebook and work from there. The first thing we want to do is title this notebook something so that we can save it. So as soon as this loads, let's go in and give this a name. So better package management. You can call it whatever you want. You can do it for any of the notebooks you're going to create. We'll just create this as the name. All right, so the thing we need to do is understand where the files are. So this opened with the File Explorer open, but if it wasn't there, you can click here to say View Files. What you want to do is go to the notebook.py. This is the Python file that is being rendered over here. And so actually this window over here where we're used to editing and writing inside of is really just a rendering of this file over here, where inside of that Python file, you basically tell this application over here, this IDE, that there's a series of cells, and that is what gets rendered here. So for instance, I could say, here is the first cell. As a comment, I'll run that and say, here is the second. Okay, I'll run that. I'll save it. Nothing has changed here. We need to go reload this. So let's go back and then just click on the notebook PY again. And you'll see now I have two of these app.cells. This is the first cell, here's the second cell. So the code in here is just stored in here. I'm only showing this to you so that you understand this is just like the base Python file. Something else that happens in the base Python file within Molab is that you can create this sort of instructions at the top in these comments that give it a script that is run every time the notebook starts. So we're going to edit this script. And the important part is this dependencies, which you can see is a list of different libraries that we need installed. So Marimo is one of them. But if we want another one, we'll just hit return, add a £sign so that it's a comment from the perspective of Python. And then we'll say we want plotly equals 6.0.0. So this is the same command you would have given the package manager if you use that here. We're just going to put it in this script. And so we also need kaleido. So we'll do the same thing here. So kaleido equals 0.2.1. And we will save this notebook. It doesn't show up here because it is a comment above all the stuff that deals with what's inside of the cells. So we're not going to see it over here, but it is going to have this script that gets run that's going to install this for us every single time that the notebook restarts. And that's an important point. We can't get this fixed simply by going here and saying restart kernel. All right. Instead, what we have to do is shut down the notebook and restart it so that we can have a new session. So let's go ahead and do that. There's a couple different ways you could do it. You could say shut down notebook here. I'm going to go back just so that you can see what this looks like in the dashboard. So in the dashboard out here, you see better package management. It says it's running. And so I can also shut it down here. And so now this is no longer running. When I open this up, what's going to happen is it's going to take a longer time to load up everything in this notebook. And the reason is that the script is going to get run, and then you're going to see this window you didn't see before that pops up that says initializing. And this will do things like, yeah, it's going to like download plotly, downloading kaleido, solving for these dependencies, so forth. And then it's going to give you this basic output that says, okay, we've done all this. You don't have to look at this every single time, but this is basically it now done. Process completed with exit code 0 means that no error occurred. And that just goes away automatically. What this means is in those 10 or 15 seconds that we just had, as the notebook loaded, it installed these packages that we told it to up here at the top. And so we should be ready right away in order to have a static export of a plotly figure. So let's go ahead and just demonstrate that as well. Obviously, we need to have libraries for this. So we'll just say from plotly dot subplots import make subplots. Okay, so we have that, and I won't make you watch all of this, so we'll just see the code appear here in a second, but we're just going to make something that would be a plotly figure. Okay, so now I've input some new code that uses NumPy. It's going to basically use this function that we haven't used yet to generate a series of numbers between 0 and 10. I'm going to transform them as the sign of those numbers and assign it to y, so I expect to see a sine wave. I'm going to put that in a scatter plot, and then I'm going to show that. So this is exactly the behavior we would normally expect from Plotly. There's no problem yet because we haven't tried to export a static thing yet. And remember, where we ran into problems with this was when we wanted to save testfig. So that would be testfig write image, and then we'll just say, does this work.svg? That's a static figure that I'm asking for right now. And if it works, I would expect to see it in the file explorer. So let's go ahead and run that. We'll see that this cell runs without any errors. So we should have it. We know that sometimes we have to refresh, and there's the does it work.svg. So now we didn't have to do anything when we restarted this notebook. We just automatically get the packages that we want installed because it's inside of this script. So then for every notebook that you would like to ultimately have Marimo export something as a static version of a Plotly figure, you can just add these lines here. One other thing I'll mention is that I imported NumPy, and you can see that it added NumPy here. And so if we had started with Plotly, and this may be if you go back and edit one of the notebooks that you used before that imported Plotly, you'll already have something for Plotly written here. Like this rewrote it as Plotly 630. We can change that back if we want. All right. And now we'll have something that like always works as we would like it to. Okay. That's basically it. This is how you're going to have a more robust solution. Hopefully that saves you a little bit of time and more importantly, frustration in using this.